and welcome to the Celebrity Presage instructional video. I'm Mike Maione.
I'm Brett Barry.
And we're going to tell you all about Celebrity Presage, the history of Celebrity Presage, how to handle the book. We're going to talk about the perfect page numbering system, the wiki test words that are in the book, the Svengali function of the book, and how you can make the most out of using the book.
Yeah, you guys are going to love this book test. We've been working on this now for close to a year, and we've been testing it here at Magic Live. And I think that you're going to find that it's absolutely full of ideas, and it's going to inspire you, I think, to be a better performer. There's a really nice history to the book, so I want to let Mike get into the history. Tell us.
Way back in 2011 already.
Okay.
So it seems like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I created the very first Celebrity Presage completely by hand. We ripped the cover off of a book and then Xerox pages and made the very first Celebrity Presage. Each page hand cut. And that graduated to another version of the book, which was the version that we ultimately sold for a little while. This was Dumb Celebrities. What we did, this was a Lulu production.
Can I just ask you, so you came up with this idea to perform at the FFFF,
right.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
To fool the shit out of them, excuse my language.
Well, there was no way I was really going to fool the people at the 4F. So I just wanted to do something that I could do easily and I could have a fun revelation.
Okay.
And so that's what I did. And the book was a creation for that purpose.
Did you fool them?
Well, that was the real surprise. I did fool them. I fooled them badly.
Wow.
And that's when I decided we were gonna do a little bit more with it. And it was a long while before you and I finally got together.
Yes.
And then we created
this baby.
The super on steroids version of Celebrity Presage, and that's the book. And it, as I said, it's the book on steroids.
Yeah, the page numbering system that Mike originally used worked in a very different way than we ultimately came up with for what you hold in your hands now. And briefly, without going into the details, the pages basically would flip from back to front. Is that right? Yeah. When you were showing the book off.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. When people pick up a book, some people go from the front to the back.
Yeah.
Some people go from the back to the front if they're just looking at it. I'm one of those back to front guys for some reason.
Okay.
And so that seemed natural to me at the time. Turns out that that's not really the way most people look at a book. Yeah. Most people tend to go from the front to the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we changed when we went to the new version.
Yeah, and we had seen about a little over a year ago some ideas by Spidey from Toronto, who is one of the best magicians in the world, and Spidey had some ideas with our Sven pads. And so basically what we did was we kind of fused your ideas with the original Celebrity Presage in 2011 with Spidey's ideas, and we also have to give credit to Paul. Can you mention his calendar presage?
Oh, yes, Paul Romani. He created with me a calendar presage, which was a little pocket calendar, and it used a pretty much similar numbering system, but it was based on weeks instead of page numbers.
Okay, so what you're going to find is a book test that, of course, is cut using Svengali, which is what you guys are used to, extreme high precision. But this new perfect page numbering system, which we're going to explain, is really, I think, a very, very devastating, and it's just a great way to force a page. And we're going to tell you some of the differences. And of course, you can use Svengali and other things too. So we've got the perfect page numbering system. Can I just explain that a little bit?
Sure, explain that a little bit, and then let's show them how to use it.
All right. So, like you would expect with any book, it's a book of celebrity fails, the stupid things that celebrities say. And the book has 130 pages here. And you guys can see this. And the pages are all numbered. You've got illustrations and pictures and all of that. And it goes to page 130 right here. Yeah. And so I could have a number of people call out a page number, and I can force whoever I want at will using the perfect page number system. So let's imagine that we've got 4 or 5 people here, and Mike ultimately is the one that I want to force.
Absolutely.
Okay? All right? So I'll ask 4 people to all think of a number. You'll play everybody's part, and the last number you give me, let's say, is going to be the force.
Okay.
Okay? So give me a number between 1 and 130, and we're going to look at some quotes. Go ahead.
31.
31. So we'll go to page 31. As you can see, I'm flipping through, and we've got Jay-Z. It's got Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yeah,
Great.
got Jay-Z. Give me another number.
59.
59. Go to page 59, and we have got Sylvester Stallone. Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
I'm going to give you an even number this time.
Give me an even number.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
92.
92. So I'll flip through here, go to page 92, and that is Ivana Trump. Interesting choice. I'm not going to judge you.
Thank you.
Now, what's nice is you get all kinds of quotes with the book. But now let's say, and you can use this for comedy, so you've got some instant comedy built in. But let's say now I want to force you at will, whenever I want. So give me a page number.
75.
75. So I can go right here to page 70. Whoop, I just went past it here. Sorry about that. Go to page 73, which is Michelle Bachmann. I can flip one single page from the top, and we are now on Tom Cruise, which is the force. Which is the force.
Of course.
And we'll get into the workings of the perfect page number system in a moment. But the basic point is you can force at will when you want to.
You can force at will with the numbering system, but you can also force at will with just the way the person opens the book.
Okay, let's show that too.
Okay.
So you can use Svengali if you want to. And so if you would, Mike, can you just open the book with your left hand?
Okay.
Just open it up. Just open it. And we'll take a look here.
Tom Cruise.
And we're on Tom Cruise. So that's the easiest way to force. We call this the table force. You ask someone to we put the book on the table, use their left hand. And the reason we mention the left hand is because when you open the book now, you are naturally going to be looking at it.
At the title.
At the title.
And right side up.
And right side up. So there's no fumbling. There's nothing to worry about. It's absolutely perfect. That's your table force. Very, very simple. Now, of course, you could also, using Svengali, tell them to put it in their left hand, riffle through it, stop where they like, and they'll be on the force if they want to. The force is with us. So we just had to add that in. And we have other options too, which we'll get into in just a little bit. But you've got the perfect page numbering system if you want to use it, and you also have Svengali if you like it. So how about perfect page numbering is best for what?
It's best for prediction.
Prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prediction. So you have something in an envelope, or you've written down, or maybe something on a phone.
Right.
And so you're going to predict using the numbering system.
Okay. So if you wanted to do an influence experiment, and you say to someone, I'm going to try and influence your decision. Or at the beginning of the show, you've got an envelope, as you say, and it's been hanging here the entire time. The perfect page numbering system is ideal for that. If you want to do it as a mind reading effect, then I'd recommend doing the table force or just opening the book using Svengali. So opening with your left hand, they open it, and they're forced because I have did we get to the force here?
No, we didn't
okay.
get to the force.
Just open it. Yep. This book's been getting a lot of wear, and you should be on Tom Cruise. And then we also have some other features in the book, which we'll get into in a moment. But for mind reading, I think the Svengali is best because some people may assume that you've memorized the book using the page numbering system. They might say, well, Mike, you got to Tom Cruise on page 100. Well, you knew it was Tom Cruise because you've memorized the book.
Quite a challenge.
Which is a challenge, but some people think that
People say that.
People say that.
Yeah.
So we recommend using the perfect page numbering system as a prediction effect or influence, either one, all right? So you have lots of options here. We also have what's called the V gimmick, which I'll introduce you to in a moment. So you've got a gimmick here which will allow you to do an extra force of a celebrity, which is Beyonce, which comes with your book, if you want to use that. And also on the back of the gimmick, we have the wiki test words. There are 9 words that are on the force pages. And if any of you know Wikitest, which is by Mark Kirstein, the words are actually on the back of this bookmark gimmick. We'll show you how the gimmick works in a moment. But all you can do is you can riffle through the pages just like this. This is my performer's point of view here. Just tell me when to stop.
Stop, please.
Okay. I insert. And remember, this is my point of view, so I'm now trying to align. There's a little flap here on the gimmick, which I'll show you guys in a moment. And now I show this to him, and I say, take a look. Can you see that? Take a look at the celebrity, which we know is Beyonce. I show it to you.
There it is, Beyonce.
Yep. Take the bookmark out, and he is now forced with an extra celebrity, which happens to be Beyonce. And this V gimmick, the idea of it, to me, came from Steve Valentine's Booked, which is a fantastic release from 2012 or so. And I've been using that since then, and I created a gimmick like this in 2012, and now we've created this for you guys. And you can see the way this works. The text and everything is on the flap, and you've got everything here. Ignore the hologram here. That was from Magic Live. So you've got the text, you've got everything here, and you can just insert that right into the book when they say stop, just like that, and I align it so that the edge of the gimmick is right along the edge of the book. And then I simply open it, and you'll notice that the lower part of my hand is hiding where the pages meet. So it kind of goes like that, and you kind of see it. They get the peek. I show it to my spectator, get rid of the gimmick, put it in my pocket. We're done. You've got lots of options in terms of the way that you force. One of the recommended ways is the eye-to-eye force, which is basically look at me in the eyes. They can put the in one hand. They can riffle through and stop where they like, stop. Or as Mike said, you're just riffling from always from bottom to top, like that. But I would kind of point it down a bit so you don't want them to see what's flipping. And they say stop, and then you open it, and they're now forced. So they've got the force. So you've got lots of options.
You can also just flip vertically like this.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy, too. Oh. And then there's almost no chance they're going to
Right.
see anything. If they see a star, well, that's right. All the pages have stars on them.
Exactly. So you've got the V gimmick here. The wiki test words we'll get into in a moment. So the wiki test words are built into the force pages. I'll open to a force page here, Tom Cruise. And the way it works is, if you're familiar with Mother of All Book Tests, what we've done is all of the words in the text consist of smaller words, except for the 9 forced words. So if you were to force someone with Tom Cruise, so let's say, let's do the table. Would you just riffle through with your left hand and look at me while you're doing it, and then open it, Mike?
Any place I want.
Yeah, open where you like. Good.
Okay.
All right, so you've now gotten a force of Tom Cruise.
I have.
We'll hand it to someone else.
Okay.
Pretend you're the next person.
Pretending the next person.
So look through left and right, any paragraph, any sentence, and pick a word that's more challenging, more than 9 letters or so. And remember that word.
Okay.
Have you got it?
Yep. I
Good.
have one.
Close the book up. So the options here are going to be, they're going to get one of the 9 potential wiki test words, which are longer words, more than 9 letters. So the way I would do this is for the second person who got the wiki test word, think of your first letter.
Got it.
Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the letter T. And the reason I do that is because that's for Tom Cruise, which is the other person. What was the first letter of your word?
It was C.
C. And I'll take a beat, pretend like somehow I missed it. So you weren't thinking of a T?
No, C.
But then I'll say to the other person, wait a second, your celebrity, what was the first letter of your celebrity? And they're going to say
T.
T, which is for Tom Cruise. And because he said C, I now know that he's got the word constantly, which is one of the potential 9 wiki test words. So you're ready to go. That's called the crossed wires ploy. There are a number of really good ploys in the PDF, which you can read about. One of the other ploys is to get the wiki test word. You could have another spectator that's standing around. Maybe if you have a spouse is a good one. Let's say your first letter was C for constantly, and I'll ask the spouse, let's see if you could be the mind reader. What do you think the first letter is? And they say R. And I'll say, Mike, was that your first letter?
No,
What was your first letter?
it was C.
And now I know. So that's another good way to do it.
And,
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
What a nice thing. One of the nine words actually starts with a T, which
is perfect.
Yeah.
Right. So, for example, if he had looked at the word throughout, which is one of the potential force words, and I wrote down the T, then we've got a little mini miracle.
Oh,
which is great.
super.
So we take the miracles that we can get, which is really, really nice. So I would say in order of operations, first the person gets forced. You can use the page numbering system if you want to. But I think it's going to work best to use Svengali and then hand the book to the other person because it's really a little more hands-off. So you force them, they open it up on the table, so do that. They get Tom Cruise. Now, to make sure that they actually catch the force, you can ask them to look at you and riffle the pages with their thumb and then open the book. That's probably the safest way to do it. And then simply open it up, right? You're on the Tom
Right on
Cruise.
the force.
So you're right on the force. And that's the most foolproof way to do it. Then hand it to the person next to them, find a challenging word that's more than 9 letters, close the book up, and we're done. If I wanted to, I could force an extra person just by using the V gimmick, riffle through, they'd say to stop, I insert. You're going to want to line it up just as we said, open it, and you can force Beyonce as well if you want to get that extra force.
Wait, now,
Go
would
ahead.
you use, I wouldn't use the two different,
I wouldn't.
the V gimmick and the
No.
Svengali in the same.
I think it's
the
too
same thing.
much.
I think it is too. And I think there's, it's off-putting to see one time you use a bookmark and
Right.
then the other time you don't.
I agree.
So that's where the power pack would come in because
Right.
then you wouldn't use the Svengali at all.
Right. So what we wanted to do, Mike and I, is to give you guys some options so that you could do more forces without having to carry 5 or 6 books with you, right?
That would
So
be awkward.
That would be awkward.
That would be awkward.
Yeah, and we actually did look at making multiple books at the very beginning, and then I came up with the idea of doing these V gimmicks, which, and
Very clever, very good.
Well, the reason I've been using a gimmick like this since 2012, so we came up with a way of making it with the paper and all of that.
And what's great about it too is that it's so perfect for this book because it's the same type style. It's got the same star in the right place.
Yeah.
And even if you're offset a little bit, it really doesn't matter because the spectator is looking right at they're looking for the celebrity.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it
So,
works
but I agree with you that. So I think the ideal way to do this, and we could talk about the routine here, is maybe have somebody take out a phone before you start, search for Tom Cruise. I do a Google search with their phone, do a Google image search, find Tom Cruise images, lock the phone, put the phone down, all right? And then I'll have 3 or 4 people make some decisions. I show them the book, we talk about all the stupid things celebrities say, and I can even say some of the quotes, and I'll say, but Mike, your decision is going to be the most important. So all of you think of a number between 1 and 130, but Mike, your decision is the most important. Everybody names a number between 1 and 130. I can cleanly show each page and each celebrity that they've chosen, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I say, Mike, what was your number? Give me a number right now.
72.
72. And I'll show you right now how the page numbering system actually works. So if they give you an even number like 72, you're going to want to stop on page 71, which is Tiger Woods, 1 off, and then I just simply with my index finger pull back, and now we're on Tom Cruise, which is the force, which is very, very simple. If they give you an even number, you stop at 1 number prior. If they give you an odd number, just give me an odd number.
89.
So then I'll stop at page 87, which is the odd number just before the force. So J-Lo, we've got Jennifer Lopez. I then flip 1 page here. Very fair. We're on page 88 and 89.
And why that works is because the force goes, every celebrity has 2 pages. So you can just bring them right over to that page.
Yes. Hopefully that's not confusing, but yeah. I remember when I explained this system a little bit to you on the phone, the idea. It was confusing because you were so used to the way your old system worked. But the main thing to remember is you can force at will, and you can if you had 6 people on stage and you say, I want to force that lady in the middle, no problem. And then once she gives you her page number, if she was to give you page 25, you would simply stop at page 23, which is Weird Al Yankovic. That's the one odd number before 25. Flip one page from the top. Very fair, and page 24 and 25 is Tom Cruise. So it's simple, 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 easy. But again, we recommend using the page number system for prediction or influence, not for a mind reading effect. I think those are the basics.
Well, part of the fun part of working on this project
Yes.
has been working with a mentalist. I'm not a mentalist. I'm a comedy magician.
And I don't hold it against you, but that's okay.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I know that you like to work so that there's a miracle that's made. I'm looking for laughs.
Okay.
And so the book is just filled with lots of things to talk about as you read some of the quotes. Some of them are just so silly that you want to read them. I even bookmark some of them. I'll put a little post note on it so I won't forget to mention that one because I know that one's going to get a good laugh.
The funny quotes.
Yeah,
okay.
You're going to get a good laugh on that.
By the way, are all the quotes and stuff in the book real? I mean, you researched the hell out of this.
Yeah, everything is real. Everything is real. The information about the celebrity is real. The quotes are real. So you can really enjoy it.
Sure.
Some of it's actually fun to read.
Yeah.
And you may want to try that. So I also think that the revelation should be funny as well. And so I look for a bunch of different ways to come up with a revelation that's fun.
Good.
Here's one that I like to do if we're going to do close-up.
Okay.
So I will use my phone, and I'll have an album. And so I'll show the spectator. I'll say, "Oh, what a coincidence! You picked Tom Cruise. I have a picture of Tom Cruise on my phone." And then I will. I'll just go look through the phone. I'll just go like, just show that I have a lot of different pictures of celebrities on the phone. And of course, you'll be thinking, well, what's with this guy? I mean,
right.
And then finally, I'll show you the picture of Tom Cruise, and you obviously won't be impressed.
Right.
And then I'll say something like, you see, I said I have a picture of Tom Cruise on my phone. And so then I'll just turn my phone over.
That's
and
awesome.
You'll see a phone case that was made to fit my phone that matches the picture.
And they sell those on Amazon or
Amazon,
eBay.
Vistaprint, all of a number of them.
That's great. So that's comedy. Also,
can I show you another comedy?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the baby gag, okay? Now, I know the baby gag is hack, but boy, oh boy, the people love that baby gag.
Okay.
Lay people.
Yeah.
So I'll say, wow, Tom Cruise. Would you be impressed if inside this envelope was a picture of Charlie Sheen? You get a laugh there, because of course, you're supposed to be Tom Cruise.
Right.
So I say, okay, Tom Cruise picture of Tom Cruise when he was a little baby. And that, exactly, you get that laugh. And then I'll say, and then I'll look at somebody in the audience and I'll say, well, what if he stopped on Julia Roberts, right?
Right.
And I'll turn it over. It's the same baby, but with a ribbon on it.
Right.
And then I'll look at that. Oh, what if he stopped on Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
And then there's a completely different picture. Same baby, but just made up to look like Lady Gaga. You get good laughs. But you didn't stop on Lady Gaga. You didn't stop on Julia. You stopped on Tom Cruise.
Nice.
So and you get a little laugh. What's fun about that too is if you have a little remote, you could start the Mission Impossible music.
Mission Impossible music.
Yeah,
I'll mention that. So I use the Mission Impossible music for my parlor and stage shows. So when we reveal it's Tom Cruise or whatever, you could play that Mission Impossible music, and everybody loves the music, and it hits really hard, so it's good. Yeah. You also, I know there's lots of different ways to do a reveal.
Yeah, there's lots of different ways to do reveals. This is an interesting reveal. You can give. This is just a tube from Staples.
Yeah.
A mailing tube.
Happens to look like a magic wand.
Happens to look like a magic wand with a little contact paper on it, and of course you just turn it over, and inside happens to be
very nice. Tom Cruise.
A picture of Tom Cruise.
Love it.
So that's another way to make a reveal that's kind of fun, funky.
That looks like it's made out of some kind of.
It's a banner.
Yeah,
this
like a
is
banner material.
Banner material.
As
yeah.
opposed to paper. So that's great.
Yeah.
So it's
So
more
this
durable.
you can keep reusing.
So that's great. So if you want to do more forces, we've got the V-Gimmick Power Packs. So you can get extra bookmarks and you can do more forces. So you can get Lady Gaga, we've got Brad Pitt, Elton John, Angelina Jolie, if you want more forces. And they're actually marked on the top using a star system, which relates to the first name of the celebrity.
So that you want because you want to know which one it is.
You want to know which one it is without having to open the gimmick up. So that's real nice. So Angelina Jolie has 1 star. Beyonce, which comes with your book, has 2 stars. Brad Pitt has 3 stars. So it's based on the first name of the celebrity, so you'll know immediately which one you have. Exactly.
That's great for walk around.
Oh, yeah.
You just keep them all in your pocket.
No pocket
just take
space.
a look.
Yeah, so you're good. Let's see if there's anything else that we missed. There's some handling tips that I'll mention here, which is if you're on stage and you are looking at the audience this way, if your spectator's on your left, and if I ask my spectator to put his left hand out, would you just go through and name some of the celebrities that you see? And name some.
Miley Cyrus.
Right.
Jay-Z.
Great.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Eminem.
Great. And
Sylvester Stallone.
because the person that I handed it to is right-handed, and they're on my left, right? If I hand it to them in their left hand, then they're going to start flipping through it with the right hand, and they don't know that they're flipping 2 pages at a time. So some people, are afraid, like, well, what happens if they handle it? As long as they're on your left and you hand it to them in their left hand, they're going to have to flip through it with their right hand. And I always demonstrate it first to show them
That's
the
a great
different
idea because
celebrities.
you have to manage the people.
You do manage it.
If you get nervous though about doing that, and sometimes I just do the easy way.
You just
and
say
I will just show it like this.
Yeah.
I'll just flip it myself.
Yeah.
And this way, but in order so that the spectators know that I'll have the spectator who's next to me read them out loud so that. I say they'll read John Mayer. Go ahead, read them along with me. Mel Gibson, Charlie Sheen. This way, they're communicating to the whole audience that the book is filled with different celebrities and they're not all the same.
Exactly. I mean, I think you guys are going to find that there's so much flexibility in this book test. It really does look like something that you bought at the bookstore. The reason we didn't name the book Celebrity Presage is because we don't want people when they're searching, when they see this book, some people might Google the book and see if they can buy it or something like that. So we named the product differently than the actual book to try and protect you guys. So it's going to be harder to... There's not going to be any heat on this book. It handles so cleanly anyway. There's no heat at all. There's nothing to worry about. The page numbering system is really a brand new system, and I think you're going to find it's very deceptive with your audiences because it gives you lots of flexibility and you can just put your finger right on the top. Now the reason you're putting your finger at the top is because you don't want to access the Svengali. These are cut long and short, obviously, right here. So you always want to flip right from the top here. And it's a very easy turn back, and you can show them the page number. One little nuance I'll show you is the first pages of the book, the first 1, 2, 3, 4 pages at the beginning are all cut long. And then when you get to the 5th page, which is Brooke Shields, you're now flipping 2 pages at a time. So and I think that makes it even more deceptive.
More deceptive.
And you could even go to the last page of the book, which is page 130 at the back, and flip 1 page back, and you're on, I always pronounce his name wrong.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, yes. So
The Matrix.
Keanu, Matrix, yes, Keanu. So you've got Keanu Reeves. So you can show that there's 130 pages in the book.
Yeah, now, and I think that's kind of important when you ask for somebody to call out a number. It's between 1 and 130.
Right. Now, if someone were to say page 1, and I think that's a small
Very
percentage.
small chance.
But in that small chance, you say, well, that's not real impressive because I know Brooke Shields is on page 1, right?
Yeah.
And if they were to say 130, that also, let's see, I think we could actually, I'm going to check this here. Can we do 130? I think, no. So you can only, so I already know that, I know who's on the last pages here.
Yeah.
So I would say it's got to be between 1 and 130.
You know what I do too when I show the book?
Go ahead.
I actually have the spectator look and say how many pages. So
Okay.
it's like I say, okay,
Right. How many pages are in the
okay,
book?
and then they look at the last page. Let
Yeah.
them look at the last page and say there's 130 pages. What's so interesting about it is, of course, it's 260 pages, but people really don't know how thick 130 pages are compared. So
Exactly.
It just
It flies over them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's give some credit where credit is due.
Please.
Okay. So let's go to some of your credits here.
Okay. Let's.
You get the main credit
okay.
for coming up with the original ideas in 2011.
Well, not my ideas completely.
With the
because
page numbering system.
With the page numbering system,
Yes.
yes. But the Svengali book
Yeah.
goes back a little bit further.
To the-
and
yes.
the very first time that I saw the Svengali book approach was in a book by Penn and Teller, Cruel Tricks to Play on Your Friends.
Oh, wow.
And they had a little section of Svengali inside the middle of the book.
Oh, wow.
And it's a great piece. The book is great, by the way, if you ever want a good
Cruel
read.
Tricks?
Yeah, Cruel Tricks to
Okay.
Play on Your Friends. And then, of course, the coloring book gets a little credit for it, but
I
not
believe,
exactly
right.
the Svengali, but the same
so
kind of...
Svengali principle goes like to the year 1550 or so.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's the oldest principle in magic, and the discovery of witchcraft describes Svengali principle in it, going back to the year 1550. So it's the oldest idea in magic. Let's talk about Paul, who kind of improved the page numbering system with his calendar presage.
Yeah.
But
He
it
and I
was
worked
using a
on it
calendar,
together. Yeah,
and you guys
yeah,
worked
yeah.
together.
We worked together.
And then, of course, Spidey, who came up with a very cool idea back in, about a year and a half ago on our Facebook page, our SvenPat Facebook page. And so we basically took all of those ideas, and I think we've come up with, what we call the perfect page numbering system.
It's a killer system.
Yeah, what I love about it is everything always handles from front to back. You show the book from front to back, you display, you also force from front to back. So there's never a change, it's always front to back. So it's very, very simple.
Which was the big difference in the old book.
Right.
Because you would go backwards for even numbers or
Right.
forwards for even
Exactly.
numbers. And so this is much more straightforward, much better in the numbering system. No question.
We also want to give a big shout out to Steve Valentine, who came up with Booked in 2012 or so. 2011, 2012. I got Booked. It's now a streaming release. It's absolutely incredible. He teaches how to make about 8 different gimmicks. One of them was a bookmark, but it was a different way of making the bookmark. It was called a Z gimmick. Anyway, but I want to give credit, and that actually goes back to the Al Baker dictionary test. So this type of a flap gimmick goes back to the year in the 1920s. This type of flap gimmick, it's
clever.
Al Baker dictionary test. But this particular gimmick that you have is a brand new gimmick that we developed, that I developed with my paper manufacturer, and I think you're going to love it. It's very, very durable, but it is made out of paper, but it is, I think it's great, and it's going to fly by your audiences.
Don't forget Mark.
And we've got so Mark Kirstein was very generous in giving us, thank you, the permission to use the wiki test words. Really nice.
It's a fantastic addition to this book.
It is. So basically you've got, if you're familiar with the mother of all book tests, and we want to credit Ted Krmilovich and many
I'm glad
others.
you're good with names.
I said Ted, we'll say Ted K, right?
Okay.
Ted Krmilovich. But the idea was we want to include some long words on the force pages, and Spidey was the one who really pushed us to try and do more with the book. And I know I was pushing you too,
Oh, well, you ever.
because it was mentalist stuff,
yeah.
and I was like, we want more, let's get more out of it. You're like, no, that's enough.
I just want them to laugh.
You just want them to laugh, exactly. So, everything that is in this book is really a beautiful collaboration, and I've loved working with you on it. We look forward to your ideas with this. We know that you're going to absolutely slay your audiences.
Yeah. Which
Yes.
I think is an important point. We've presented a number of different ways to use the book.
Yeah.
But there's an infinite number of ways to use the book. You can use it as a part of a confabulation
Yes.
and all kinds of different
You
things.
could match it with Bill Abbott's No Brainer. You could use Ted K's target number, which is incredible if you know what that is. There's just many, many different things you could do. It's like cooking, because I like to cook. make your own recipe. You don't have to copy this exactly. Do what you think is good.
You mentioned Bill Abbott. Bill Abbott also has Celebrity Smartass, and the first Celebrity Smartass that he put out was Ted Cruz was the fourth.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, thanks.
Yes.
Tom Cruise was the fourth. So what a coincidence that would be if you did Celebrity Smartass with the cards, and then the fourth, Tom Cruise here. Wow.
And it would be a coincidence.
Quite a coincidence.
Coincidence. Yeah. I mean, for mentalism, I wouldn't go that direction.
No, I go comedy.
But if you go comedy, absolutely. I think we can wrap up here.
I think that's a good idea.
We want to thank all of you for supporting SvenPads, for being there for us. We create these things so that you guys have amazing tools, so you can amaze your audiences and blow them away.
One more thing.
Go ahead. Yes.
There's lots of resources on the web page. Downloads for some of the revelations.
We'll put that up on the screen. So the password and download link are in your book. Look at the little card that's in the book, and you're going to find extra downloads. And we will keep updating the PDF.
That's what's going to make it fun too, because people can go back and get some of the ideas that that are supplied to us. We'll put it right up on
Join
the
our
webpage.
Facebook group, and we'll put that up on the screen as well. John Allen and Madison Hagler
came up with great handling.
Some great handlings of the book, which are on our Facebook page, and we'll try and give you guys some links to that too. All right? So my name is Brett Barry. Thank you very much.
My name is Michael Maione. Thank you very much.
Have a good one, and thanks for buying Celebrity Presage.